As the only mini MPV with twin sliding side doors, the 7-seater Mazda 5 always had a lot to recommend it. Now, with a refreshed design, power sliding doors, more advanced automatic transmission options, a plusher interior, extra comfort and convenience, better handling, improved fuel economy and lower CO2 emissions, it's better set than ever. It was always going to take Mazda a little while to get established in the compact mini MPV sector. The design of their original offering, the Premacy, wasn't too far removed from that of a conventional family hatch-based estate car. The replacement of that car, the Mazda 5, arrived in 2005, tasked with the job of moving things forward quite substantially. Those who bothered to try one quickly concluded that it did. As the only mini MPV in the sector to offer the advantage of twin sliding rear doors, the 5 had an immediate edge over its rivals. Even if dealers couldn't match the discounts being offered by 7-seater competitors like Renault's Grand Scenic or Vauxhall's Zafira. Now they still can't, but they can offer a substantially improved product. Let's have a look at it. Let's get this in perspective. You don't buy a car like this to throw it around the lanes. Yeah, you might have to the next time you're running late for junior school play, at which point you want a compact mini MPV that handles well enough to get you there without sending all your passengers green around the gills. Now, such a task is well within the Mazda 5's compass, especially with the revised suspension settings on the latest model. The more refined suspension improves ride comfort while reducing body roll, particularly when fully laden. The brakes are more responsive too, as is the 2-litre MZR petrol engine that a surprising number of customers choose. It now has an electric throttle with sequential valve timing, SVT, for extra pulling power that still can't match that of the more sensible but pricier diesel variants. There are more transmission choices too, with either a 6-speed manual or a 5-speed automatic. Although there's ample room inside for 3 rows of seats, the Mazda 5 isn't super stretch limo long. In fact, at 4,505mm in length, it's just 85mm longer than a Mazda 3 family hatch and about the same width. So there should be no horrors in manoeuvring this vehicle in and out of crowded multi-storey car parks. Though this is billed as a 7-seater, it's actually more accurately a 6+1-seater, since this theoretical extra seat in the middle of the second row is suitable only really for midgets. The unique twin sliding doors are now designed to incorporate electrical operation, and they make much more sense than conventional hinge doors. How often have you been forced to sheepishly apologise when the kids open their doors into the flanks of another parked car in the supermarket car park? Well, the Mazda 5 solves that particular problem. These doors slide backwards to create an opening of fully 700mm, Mazda deeming this large enough for a parent carrying an infant. Now, the plastic tailgate is another example of extensive testing. Mazda realised that the tailgates of many MPVs and 4x4s were becoming so heavy and cumbersome that they were difficult for lighter weight operators to close. The 2-step mechanism of this Mazda 5 is light and easy in its action. The second and third row of seats in this vehicle can be assigned to a number of different configurations. Now, in the second row, in addition to the usual sliding and reclining functions, the seats feature a double folding mechanism. With the second and third row seat backs folded flat, you've got a completely flat load floor, which is really useful. Now, the space in the second row in the middle can be assigned either to a utility box, as we've got here, or to what Mazda call a karakuri occasional extra seat. Prices lie in the £15,000 to £20,000 bracket common to this class of car. Comparable, in other words, to obvious rivals like Vauxhall's Zafira and Toyota's Verso. 4 engines are offered on the UK market, most customers going for one of the 2 diesels. You've got an entry-level 109 brake horsepower unit or the 141 brake horsepower version that I've gone for here with direct injection 2 litres. A 1.8 litre petrol forms the starting point in the lineup with 113 brake horsepower, while the flagship unit is the now much zippier 2-litre petrol unit, good for 143 bhp. Mazda haven't skimped on safety systems either, having developed a curtain airbag layout that covers all 3 rows of seats. You get anti-lock brakes with electronic brake force distribution, and that's augmented by a manual brake assist booster to help in emergency stops. There's also an electronic stability program to help keep things ship-shape if you end up driving into a corner too fast. Now, every model in this Mazda 5 lineup delivers improved fuel economy and emissions figures, down between 8 and 11 grams per kilometre depending on model, moving the 1.8 petrol and both the diesels down one road fund licence banding level, producing savings, say Mazda, of up to £40 a year. Now, the engine to go for, if you can stretch to it, is the 141 brake horsepower 2-litre diesel that I'm driving here, which is so efficient that it records fuel consumption figures that are pretty much identical to the smaller 109 brake horsepower diesel. That's around 46 miles to the gallon. Insurance should be relatively cheap, ranging from group 6 to 8, and pence per mile running figures, well, they're not too dear either, ranging from 39.5 pence per mile to 47.1 pence per mile for the petrols, and 39.3 pence per mile to 47.1 pence per mile for the diesels. So it's smarter, quieter, cleverer and better equipped. The car retains its unique selling point, those doors, and improves on previously unremarkable handling. You couldn't really ask for much more at this point in this model's development. Yet the Mazda 5 may continue to have a tough time disrupting the current clutch of mini MPV bestsellers. Nevertheless, if you want something a little different to every school-run mum, a car that features a little zoom in its personality, and something that feels like a lot of thought has gone into its conception, then this model makes a sound bet.